Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. This is the Lucidity Break podcast, episode
really
21.5. This is Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, the New World campaign, episode 21.5, which I announced at least 3 times.
You know, it's just having a rough day. This is going to be another special episode because our friend Cam...
Welcome back.
Yay.
He doesn't know what happened because I don't let anybody that wasn't here listen to the recordings.
Yep.
I don't even get to listen to the recordings until
because
I edit
there were
them.
secrets.
There were secrets.
But the secrets had been unfolded.
Yes.
We're going to just go through... I'll go through what happened to... in general, I guess.
Do you
Sure.
want to do...
Up to however you guys want to do this.
We'll just kind of start with... What was the last thing we told you about?
What's the last thing you remember? How about that?
Waking up this morning?
Okay. Campaign-wise, smartass.
Eating chocolate.
Well, besides that,
I didn't remember what the last thing you did
That's
was.
not that important.
yeah.
You
Gotta say, we
there was the big old. He was. Armando was angry at the woods.
yes.
Okay,
and
so,
then,
okay.
and then we all ran
We'll-
like little bitches.
We'll go from there. So after that, I think that's
Actually, how about I state what happened before then?
I think we
Sure.
Yeah, go.
Whatever.
Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
I don't care.
So before the whole fight happened, Gilda had an encounter with a wizard from the Thieves Guild,
This is the part you and I were kicked out for.
and she was basically hired in to take over the colony long enough for the Thieves Guild to say, we take it, and then basically give it up to another country that was coming in, and she was going to get paid 5,000 gold and be head of the colony for that period of time.
I'm smart. Philip's over there being like,
Yeah, I know. We'll get to the next part.
Mm-hmm.
So before she decided to sell us out, and then
I thought about it.
sold us out entirely for her own selfish gain.
I did not.
Sold us out for entirely your own
It
selfish gain.
just played into my hand.
Sounds like you got 5,000 gold for selling us out there, Trader Pants. No, I don't feel
I did
so
not
bad.
get the 5,000 because I had to leave before then.
Uh-huh.
You got the 5,000.
So after that, I ended up fucking up the meat a lot. So I only got to come back with one of the 3 lizard tails, and the other 2 beasts went to the gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
So all that nearly dying effort was for.
we got a tail.
We did get a tail, and then someone had us play a council. Justin played the elder. I played the
Skullgaffer.
skullgaffer,
And I played the Skull Mother.
and that's she's
School. SKOUBLL.
We have no idea who these people are. We know that they are as old as Lemuria and they were once enslaved, but they don't know what to think of us, so they came and attacked us in what they called the storm, which was full of frickin' fucking dragons.
Well, actually, it's more or less my fault. We were given sheets of paper with
I
character
gave-
descriptions on them.
I gave backstory.
He gave backstory to them, so I, as I like to do, got to be warmongering, and basically, the rest of this is most likely my fault, but not exactly my fault.
Because
So-
Phil's just good at playing characters.
I like the
So in other
bullshit.
words, you get the giant middle finger of the day.
Well, we'll
Hey,
get
it's not the first time he did it.
To be fair, true, I fucked you on multiple occasions with other characters.
Yay!
It's
I
like
enjoy this.
it's like someone else is DMing. Huh. So after that, I was talking, Armando and Gilda were talking, and we got a visit from Coyote.
Yay, Coyote.
Who
I like
basically
Coyote.
was like, I'm gonna give you this for free. You're about to be attacked. Won't tell you when, won't tell you where, but you're gonna
Won't tell
be
you by who, but you're going to be attacked and you're going to be fucked.
So immediately we go into panic mode. So what Amandor does
hardcore panic.
So what
too.
Amandor does is he immediately runs to Wyatt because he doesn't want to deal with any of Coyote's fuckery.
He did summon Coyote.
What?
You did summon Coyote at one point, like,
To
when you were
prove
talking.
to-
Oh, yeah, I tried to prove a point, and that didn't go so well. But then this part gets where it goes. So, Amandor went to Wyatt and tried to talk Wyatt into, preparing the camp for battle. And Wyatt's like, why should I believe you against the spirit of trickery? So what does
He's like, you're a
Amandor...
fucking liar. And Coyote's like, you're fucking dead. You don't know how, but you're dead.
And so Amandor was like, okay, I will prove to you that we're being, told the truth. So Did you know that Amandor can put himself in the presence of Earth at any time he wants?
But not just himself.
I can take people with me.
Yeah.
So I took Wyatt to meet Earth. So I got to talk to Earth and kind of fuck around and ask Earth for like, hey, can I get some power? And Earth's like, just be calm in the face of danger. And Amandor's like, I don't know what that means. Well, is there anybody else who can give you power? And Earth
Fire.
is like, I can send you to meet Fire. So Amandor went and met Fire.
With Wyatt.
With Wyatt watching. And,
Wyatt
The
fucking
first
booked
words
it.
that I said when he entered was roll for initiative.
So, let me explain how the battle went. Didn't I get first move?
Yes, you did. You won initiative because
I
I
won
rolled
it-
a 3 or whatever.
Yeah, not by a lot, by the way. So, I immediately went to all defense and attempted to diplomacy with Fire.
I attacked.
And I lost over half my health in one hit.
It was
Fire beat the
40-10.
shit out of him. And at the last...
No, let's
Okay.
get to
Okay.
it. So,
Oh,
the second time, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll stop again. So he rolled, and he got a, what was it, a 3?
Two
a
or
2
something
or
like
3,
that.
and he tied with my AC. So I tried to hit him. I missed.
Weird.
And then he rolled a natural 20.
And you died.
No.
Well, no, because I woke up in a tent on fire. And Wyatt, ran away at some point. And
He ran away right at the beginning. He was like, no, I'm not dealing with this shit.
And he ran right to the bar. So I woke up with a massive slash of fire across my chest, burning inside me, on fire, singed stuff. My hand is gripping a melting sword, which is now melted in multiple places at the time. And, as a fun fact, I now have antlers growing out of my head.
He got marked basically by deer and by fire. It's essentially what happened. And then Gilda,
mechanically, I can now go into my rage whenever I want to,
but it burns
but
him.
it burns me.
We don't know how much. I do. They don't.
I have a general idea, and I know it's probably not good.
Weird.
Um,
I'm Justin.
I'm guessing it just automatically brings you to blood. But anyways,
So we'll just go to Gilda's for the next little bit.
So now-
see how that goes.
Gilda
That-
ran off to Amon, see what happened, kind of took control, and then ran off to Wyatt to ask what happened, because Amon was just, like, all out of it.
Not having a good time.
Gilda found Wyatt in the bar just getting smashed. And
Perfectly enough.
Perfectly reasonable.
Considering
So-
he just saw a man fight a spirit of fire and almost die.
So she was already, like, upset, but first she tried to, like, kind of be like, hey, Wyatt, it's okay, you can tell me what happened.
And then she rolled badly.
I rolled badly almost the whole fucking thing. I was getting so angry. Like, I rolled a nat 1 with 2 different dice in a row. And at that point, I was just like, fuck this.
We let her re-roll several times and still couldn't roll well.
Well, no, like, I used my action
No,
point.
I didn't
just,
let her.
Yeah, no, I just literally kept switching dice.
Not nice.
Yeah.
So after that, she comes back to me, Amandor, who's
Oh, I
finally
didn't-
decided to use a sword as a crutch.
Well, like, no, you're like, I'm gonna go off to battle. And you're like, oh my god, feel my head. There's nubs on my head. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But, like, Gilda's throwing a hissy fit because after she failed at being nice, she got angry and then tried intimidating, which that also ended up badly, and just grabbed her by the shirt and was like, fuck off. And then she's, like, basically throwing a bitch fit, just talking really fast. And I'm like,
Wyatt was perfectly reasonable.
basically, I told him
Just
on.
heavily intoxicated.
Yeah.
Basically, I told him on, and I was like, this is the stuff you got out of what she was saying, but she's talking really fast and just going on a tangent.
It was great.
And, so then Amon's like, wait, what happened? It's like, wait, he's getting drunk? I'm like, yeah, he's hammered. And it's like, and he's like, well, what should we do? And I was like, I know, we're bringing him to the stage, we gotta get people together because no one's listening.
I'd already done some running around and going, hey, by the way, we're gonna be attacked. Thank God I've been nice to the people and been drinking and helping the entire game through, or no one would have really listened to me.
Well,
Yay.
also that,
Kinda.
and you were, like, scorched, and he was his whole, like, appearance was changing, so they're like, yeah, it's proof enough. So Gilda goes on, takes to the stage, Wyatt
It's,
drank himself to sleep,
Yeah.
Unconscious.
He passed out.
Yeah,
and
he's
Gilda,
he's been under a lot of stress recently.
and Gilda gave an amazing speech, and she rolled a 19, and she took over the colony.
Gilda
She's like-
became the governor.
She was
and
like, "This Wyatt's not doing his job anymore," and like,
I was like, he cracked under pressure, and he's like, he didn't do much to begin with, he was just had, like, I actually gave a pretty good speech. So I got a +2 for speech, +2 for him being knocked out dead, and I rolled a 19.
She rolled very well, and immediately the cry was, blood, 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 for Wyatt's head. So I attempted to intimidate. I barely missed on that. She talked them into a frenzy a little too well on that. It was pretty impressive. Hello, Coyote. And yeah, they
And then I
called
beheaded him.
Yeah, and she did it in a very brutal way.
She missed.
No,
Sorry.
She basically
Sorry.
sawed off his head and removed it.
No, I sliced it off in like one swoop.
Something
That's
like
how I
that.
did it. But it was
Regardless,
kind of
she murdered Wyatt
so.
while he was asleep to take over the camp to then sell.
No, I took over the camp because I was like, this is a good position for me, and and also I was basically
And I'm
calling
getting paid, and it's great.
Well, no, I was basically calling like trees or not trees, and I was basically calling mutiny. So if he woke up, I was gonna be dead because I basically called a mutiny. I took over
I would've
power
killed
long
her.
enough.
It gets better.
Wait for it.
I would have
So-
killed her.
Well, you just
gets better. Just
Wait for
also
it.
you
hold
wouldn't be able
yourself.
to kill me because all the people would have killed you first. Like I did that stupid well.
She was a very good leader. So
So-
while I
I had
kept everybody
him.
together, we started to organize a party and a war council and get things together for defense against whatever the fuck was coming.
So Gilda
They
ran
were
off.
really scared.
Gilda ran off to ask the Black Ravens for help and like what payment for it. Water came up to Gilda and she was like, I'll bring you there if you want. And I was like, what do you want me to pay for you? And she's like, I'll do it for free. So she did it. Black Ravens were gone. They were nowhere in sight.
Pushed
then
out like a bitch.
Yep. So then
Perfectly
then
reasonable.
Water's like, I'll bring you to the Grey Wolves if you want.
The Grey Fangs.
Grey Fangs. And I'm like, alright, I'll do it. So she goes there, and then she's like, and you know what, I'll make you a deal. It was like, because I asked her, it's like, what do I need to pay you to help us out? And she's like, I don't choose sides. But then she's like, you know what? I'll help you out if you pay me. What's the payment? No, you don't know.
One of those things.
And then
So like Coyote.
but then
No.
No,
Coyote
Coyote tells
leaves-
you exactly what he's gonna do.
He's
But,
nice that way.
Yeah.
Water's like, I'll give you till after you talk to the Grey Fangs for what you want to give me a decision. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, thanks. And
I
she's
love
like,
the
because you're
Grey
gonna say
Fangs.
yes anyways.
Gilda is
And
just
Gilda's like, yeah, I am.
No, you were completely convinced that you weren't gonna say it because you're like, no, I can talk to them. Well,
No, I literally said to Water, I was like, yeah, I probably am. Like, in
Anyway.
character, she literally
So,
told us
Anyway.
again.
explain what happened with the Grey Fangs.
The Grey Fangs are actually, like, nice people. They're kind of like...
They're naturey.
they're hippies.
More crystal people.
You would like them.
think crystal people hippies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like
Altier
them.
would like them. And they're like, hey, we'll help you out for free, but your people have to stay behind and drop their weapons. Because we go through trees, and we'll just literally fight them off and take them away.
No.
No. They had basically a protection dome. They were like, we'll just bring you guys into our protection dome. Don't bring your weapons.
And
Oh.
the way it was set up is we figured out that they were coming from the east or the west. Have we figured out the whole direction thing yet?
It doesn't matter.
It's
Regardless,
to the east.
We were looking to the east.
Yes.
The woods. And my orders were, anything comes out of those woods, we attack.
Well-
Guess what would have come out of the woods in the east?
Well, so I told them no, and I was like, I can't, it's like, that's not possible. And they're like, we don't understand, but we'll accept your apology.
A bad roll.
And, so she tells Water that she'll take it, and she lost her changeling ability. Because he rolled a fucking 12.
And in
I had a
return,
random table of things
well,
you sell.
And then Coyote came
No.
along.
Well, what did we get for the water thing? What you paid your special superpower, and what did we get in return?
I will tell you afterwards.
My God.
Because it's pretty freaking epic. Anyways, so then Gilda gets talked to Coyote, like, while they're in the camp after she gets brought back.
Does that mean you're stuck as a changeling, or you're
No,
stuck
she's-
as
I
a
got
human?
stuck as a human because I was in human form.
I let her choose.
Honestly,
It's a good point.
Yeah.
well, it
Because
made-
if they find out, if the people find out she's actually a changeling and she could have fucked everything up and
Well-
just
Yeah.
put herself in power,
Yep.
they're gonna be upset.
Well, here's the thing, though. It also made sense for me to be stuck as a human because that was the form that I was still in.
At the
so,
time.
So it makes sense for me to lose my ability and then change into a changeling.
That would have taken a lot of rolling. It wouldn't have gone well.
I let her choose.
Yeah.
Like, in-game. I was like, your choice.
Yeah, I was like, I'm stuck as a human, but... So then, like, she summons Coyote with, like, the thing on her arm, and he's like, I'll tell you what, if you give me your soul... He's like, because you know what? I like you. I like the fact you play my game, so if you give me your soul, I will stop them for you. And I was like, you'll kill him? He's like, no. And I'm like, well, that sucks. He's like, I'm not that strong. I can't kill fucking dragons.
No, he didn't even...
He did say that there were dragons. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I was thinking about it, and like, alright. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 2 days of freedom after this. So Gilda sold her soul to Coyote with the returns of her changeling ability. So she got a dome of water to protect them from the dragons, which cut them down immediately to half health. And
that was the water benefit.
Yeah,
and then
which is perfectly good.
Coyote did an illusion for them and tricked them into, like, tacking this random spot of forest, thinking it was a village, and then they all booked it.
No, they attacked it and then they left.
Well, yeah.
Also, they were older skull. That's just the young ones that they sent out.
Yeah, because they're like, well, if we send out the older ones, they'll just straight up kill them. So we'll send these ones instead.
So we'll send the babies. They need to bathe in blood.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So then Amandor, instead of bitch slapping Gilda, because after Gilda summoned all that shit, they were in Amon's like in awe. Everyone's cheering, and Gilda just literally looked at Amon. She just went, "You're welcome," and threw up her arms. And I thought Amon was gonna bitch slap her, and he's like, I bring her into this giant hug, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Amandor has character development.
He likes everyone you love dies.
That is in fact true.
And then Gilda told Amon basically what happened that day after he asked, like, what did you do? What was the price you paid? So then he knew that, like, basically the Thieves Guild are gonna take over, and she's like, don't worry, it's just more of a change of paperwork. Everything stays the same otherwise.
Amandor didn't care for that, but he let that go, because he's like...
We did it.
Well, he's also like, there's no point of killing you, because you're already dead.
I did try and kill her later, though.
Yeah, well, like, she lost her soul the moment she accepted the...
Oh, yeah, you lost your soul then, and then Coyote licked her and she became incorporeal. So when I tried to stab her repeatedly, getting mocked for how weak I am by Coyote, it was, you miss, you
She
miss,
was playing the violin the whole time, too. Like,
so now Amandor has a new plot point.
Yeah, Amandor, like, at the end, he's like, I'm gonna save Gilda. And I was like, I'm gonna get her back. Coyote was like, oh, really? Have fun. And that's how it ended with Coyote and Gilda walking off in the distant moonlight while she's playing the same music she always did. And she's like, oh, by the way, Mon, there's still that second violin back in the tent. Do whatever you want. I don't fucking care. Because, like, she literally got to the point really fast where, like, she couldn't feel shit. Like, she could just think. She can remember emotions, but, like, she just didn't have them anymore.
And that was the end of part 1. So out of the entire party, I am the only one who I think has survived. Because you're doing a new shaman? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'm the only character who survived. My character has now seen some shit.
Oh, yeah, so, like,
also,
orc fucked up? No, that was me.
No, I fucked up because it's all my fault.
Everyone fucks up.
No, it's my fault.
Except for me.
It's all my fault because I gave us the skull attack.
Also, I have a reason. I have, like, Altair is still alive.
Yeah.
But instead of going out, he's just basically going around and scavenging.
Yeah.
And,
he's off being an NPC.
Yeah, he's off being an NPC gatherer.
Yes. By the way, I still have Gilda's character sheet.
And she's now an NPC, and she can come back at any time, in any form.
Yep, because Coyote's gonna use her.
So, you became a harbinger of Coyote.
She's
I
now
became
a tool.
his... Yeah, I'm like a slave.
She's now like an avatar of secrets.
No, it's another tool in his arsenal.
But, yeah.
So that is
That's the simplified version.
that's the simplified version. Once we actually put it out, you can listen to what happened. But
Okay.
what do you think?
Well, Ashley's a dumbass.
Hey,
And
what I did was brave.
And for once, Philip rolled badly.
No, I didn't roll badly.
You didn't.
No. Everyone just made poor life decisions.
I didn't roll badly. I
except
role
for
play badly.
Except for Altair.
That's 'cause he didn't-
Altair didn't do shit.
Yeah, he realized this is too fucked up. I'm gonna be a gatherer.
To be fair, he did better than the cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well-
who attempted to overthrow the justice regime in the time he was
true.
here, and then left for whatever reason. Most likely being beheaded by Paylor.
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, he would have had his spine broken by Amand, if Amand figured out that he was being attacked by him.
Yeah, well,
He never did find that out.
For once Season 2 comes around, Amandor is going to be having a name change.
Huh.
A title change or a name?
Title change.
Okay.
I guess it can make sense. I mean, I've already told you, like, it's based off the Paragon path I'm going on, so you generally have an idea of
Okay.
it. So, that'll be fun. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
I'm actually curious about your name change, but that's probably but it's more of like...
Figure it out at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I have a couple of ones listed for it, and then once it comes to when I'm introduced to the new Shaman and the character you're playing...
I'm a 12-year-old girl. Have fun.
Jesus Christ, it's going to be such a pain in the ass, because I'm going to have to watch over both of your dumbasses.
Hey,
Watch over...
dumbass will heal your ass.
Actually, this dumbass, when he's leveling up, will be learning his own healing spells and respecking, thank you. Literally, I'm rebuilding a Mondor from scratch.
Like,
Well, not from scratch. The stats are the same, but the
class?
No, the class moves and stuff. So I have to...
Okay.
I'm in the middle of choosing from my 9 at-will powers. I have a ridiculous amount of encounters and dailies to go through. I've finally set up all my utilities, and my feats are mostly set up. But since you're playing a primal class, you need to take a look at the primal class book. You do! Because it adds a bunch of cool stuff.
This one.
And there's also abilities that you and I can learn.
There's
that will...
Give it to me.
Well, if you want the fun one, you
my
can have
God,
the fun
boys
one.
and girls, let's not fight.
why are we still recording?
Because it's fun and we want to talk.
Well, like-
We're people, damn
Well,
it.
I guess, like, the thing that I was curious about is the reason why is, like, is it because you haven't been breaking spines like you normally do, or is it because of events that's happened?
It's a little bit of A and B.
Okay.
Amandor's character has drastically changed from what I originally intended, but that's fine. Because it makes it more interesting. So originally he was going to be like, I'ma stab things and spine break them. Didn't actually break a single spine. Fun fact.
He did.
Did he?
When he kicked in that...
No, I Sparta kicked her.
Yeah, that's
No.
I didn't actually break her spine.
Oh, you know what I just
No, you
realized, though?
intended to.
We haven't... You should tell Cam Gilda's backstory of how the whole Thieves Guild fit in.
Or
Alright.
do we want to pause and play that, and then Cam can be like, the fuck?
It doesn't matter.
I don't
like,
really
I'm
fucking
pretty...
care one way or the
Yeah,
other.
I'll just say it. It's quicker. So, Gilda was her brother. Her brother died, and he was killed by her uncle or dad.
My dad. You said dad.
Dad or uncle, doesn't matter.
Male family member who was
Yes.
older.
Who was also a changeling, and then that person took over her brother's position, and then became the leader of the Thieves Guild.
So both the things we knew were correct.
Yeah, everything is correct. You knew that he was dead, and that he's the leader of the Thieves Guild. And the Thieves Guild is trying to take over. That's it.
So my
Basically,
necromancer idea was wrong.
Yes.
Basically, he started the family, he started the fire that I thought killed everyone, killed the mother, and then he basically watched them figure out which one would be the better, killed the brother, and then, like, had everything just kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
So it was kind of one of those fun things.
I'm good at tearing things up.
Yeah. Clearly.
A lot of people died.
But
This
A lot of people died.
this character has a lot of fuckery for you to deal with.
That's because that class is weird.
No, a lot of fuckery is in like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, as
you
in,
keep
like, to mess
saying
with it.
that, but every time you or Ashley's like, I'm gonna play a talking character. This is gonna go great. You
No,
know,
Alice
my
is not a
character's
talker.
not a talker.
your character's a doer. That'll be fun.
No, my character's stand back and throw heel.
What's his personality like?
So like,
Stand back and throw heel.
so you're like
So he has
Jack,
no-
but you're actually here.
Yes.
Do you have a religion?
I
Your
was
choice.
I was thinking of having one, but with how I designed the backstory for Hamut, a god would not make sense.
Okay.
Because
Necromancer God.
because
Necromancer God.
God.
because he is
Pazuzu!
Pazuzu, Pazuzu, Pazuzu.
Yeah, that's a different game.
No, it's like
Yeah.
Pazuzu.
No, as in
Who's that?
terms of-
It's like Pazuzu.
In terms of narrative, it's a different type of game.
Right.
I love the idea.
My-
They're like Pazuzu. Who's it again? Pazuzu. I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't quite catch
that's
that.
not.
Pazuzu.
That's not how that works. But you have an idea. You have to actually say it like in a row.
I just find it funny though, because like
It's like
it'd be more of a joke.
I've never actually seen Beetlejuice, but if I remember correctly, you actually have to say his name, Beetlejuice, 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 and he
Nope.
shows up.
Nope.
No, you just say it and he shows.
Basically, you yourself have to say his name 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that's
well, like
Doesn't matter. Pazuzu, an hour later, Pazuzu, an
Okay.
hour later, Pazuzu.
as long as you don't say anything else to interrupt it.
Yeah.
It's not like
And then
a
he
time
gets
thing.
to go on a fucking rampage.
because it's that guy. But
They're
yeah,
making a
does
second.
anybody have any questions about next thing?
Yeah, I need help leveling up. Oh shit.
I think we're all
Well,
just gonna do level up action because my
We
character
should
still level
probably
up
do that as a together thing at some point. So one of
Okay.
these weekends.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So from all of us here at Lucidity Break, this has been episode 21.5, and
We are fucked.
oh yeah,
Not
absolutely,
yet.
100% bonered.